Dun, 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 dun. You know what time it is. Let's get it.
Your fingers on the beats. You was acting hard, now what you running for? I get guns involved, now your lunch is gone. I dare suckers to pull up, I'm fucking rude, son. Put your tools up, I eat your food up. I make it disastrous, close casket fashion shit. You can't hear my words, well let me close caption it. I tear your head off. What is you talking about? You better walk it out before I choke you out. Or I choke you out. Dying is the bar guard walking through hell. Stepping on you under guards. I stay Brooklyn 24/7. Spit raw with the method, ripping all your intestines. I got flows you can't parallel. Moving over beaches like a parasail. Leave your head spinning like a carousel. King of monsters, and none of y'all can fuck with us. We fuck shit up. 12 days fucking your whole
Say
function.
what you say. These bitches got nothing from me, so fucking phony. Listen, honey, stick to what you know. Oh, I flamethrow, break them down for real. Flights open to kill, no chill, stomach spill. Watch me make a mess of ya. They looking for the rest of ya. Your light work for my life work. What's your life work? Lane switching, get you missing. This here's no competition. Speaking into fruition, perfect self-division with no glitches. Every shot is hitting.
Uh, Embrace my demons, look off at my hands and slap you in your face with my semen. I'm always scheming, catch you slipping on my come up like gun buck. You get touched, you get hit. It's duck hunt. 8-bit spit, nigga, in half you get split. Pull up, knock you down, mopping off in my black car. I call it kid. This night rider put this whole fucking clip right inside your blade in your back out your chest. Rock sneak up right behind you. His curtain, see the whites of his eyes. Block squirting, turn your situation critical. Needing care that's urgent. Don't beg my pardon, activate me. I get to starting shit that I have family members in black holes missing dearly departed. Rah.
Welcome to Convers. Yeah, we can't go into another song. Welcome to Conversations with T. Nathan on this, the 16th day of July, 2024. Yep, and it's another night, the second night of the Legion of Doom convention that some people like to call the RNC. I like to call it the Legion of Doom. And it has been, mm, yeah, I've been watching the Legion of Doom convention since it started today. And let me tell you something, right? Democrats, you have your work cut out for you. Let me say this. And today, today's theme on the Republican National Convention was "Make America Safe Again," and also you can have a side theme of bowing down and kissing the ring of Donald Trump to all my former um, Republican GOP candidates that were seeking the nomination for president. I know it's a long subtitle, but that's what I was also subtitled tonight because Nikki Haley spoke, Mark Rubio spoke, Ron DeSantis spoke. You had Dr. Ben Carson, who just went down. Right now, Laura Trump is speaking. And they also exploited the pain and suffering of parents who have lost children due to violence. They did that. They had Madeline Brain on there. And I don't know if you know who Madeline is, but she lost a child um, to a senseless act of violence. And of course, she was there, black lady, and they exploited her to help. But let's talk about it. So, how are y'all doing? How are y'all doing? Welcome. Welcome to everyone, whether you're watching me on social media or you're tuned in to the GCPR network. Welcome to Conversations with T. Nathan. And if you have questions, yeah, wherever you're watching me at, type questions in the comment section, and I will try to get to them as we go. And GCPR, soon I'm going to have the text messages set up. and you all will be able to text me at the number I give y'all. Okay, but for now, hey, let's get it. So, Democrats, you all have your work cut out for you. You have your work cut out for you. The RNC is setting the bar to such a religious level. Yeah, I said it. The Since Donald Trump's attempted assassination, evangelicals who maybe were on the fence about him, that overwhelmingly voted for him in 16 and 20, are back on his side. Yeah, they're back on his side. It's like the I can't even believe the religious fervor I see at this convention. The Legion of Doom has found their, and I can't call Donald Trump Lex Luthor because he's not smart enough to be Lex Luthor. I don't know. It's like it's I don't know. Maybe they've rallied behind the choice of JD Vance as the vice president, and I got a whole video series coming up on JD Vance. Some of the things he's said in the past that I've just found interesting to say the least. Let me see. I think I have them ready to pull up because JD Vance. If you know JD Vance, he said he was a never Trumper, right? And then you have last night you had Amber Rose. Let me understand this. Who taking political advice from Amber Rose? Who they just that attempt just made their resolve so much stronger now. Right. But who's taking advice from Amber Rose? Who is taking advice in the black community from somebody who has told us she's not black, no matter if she has have a black parent? The racially ambiguous. I'm so tired of racial ambiguity. But anyway, why did they put her up there like she was supposed to be reaching out to us? I want to play some of her speech because she said, "Well, did my own research," and I was like, "What did you research? You didn't get past Charlotte. You didn't get past shithole countries. You didn't get to all the state. You didn't go back to the 70s and the housing discrimination lawsuit by the Department of Housing. You didn't go back to the statements by the workers he had at his casinos. You didn't go back to him the stereotyping of Jews and he didn't want black people to count his money. I mean, who in their right mind is listening to Amber Rose as a purveyor of messages to the black community? Um, right. Uh, the Central Park Five. I mean, literally, a history littered with racism and racist adjacent behavior. I just can't. I can't wrap my mind around it. And she said that, and I was like, you kidding me, right? Somebody come get Amber Rose. Somebody come get her. Some of these conversations and then there's a leaked, there's a leaked video of Donald Trump calling RFK Jr., which is so funny. I'm going to put that up too. I'm put that up on the page. But there's a leaked video, and RFK Jr. has apologized for the leaking of this phone call. And I'm like, do you all have as many leaks as your household as these people do? I mean, it amazes me. Serial killers can be married for 30 years and nobody gets any leaked information from their household. But hey, these people that supposed to have all this security and have all this concern about security, always getting something leaked. I just can't. I can't. So I want to play something because I figure it's up to us independents. We're gonna have to start making commercials for the Democrats, because obviously they. When I heard when I heard that the Democratic campaign had pulled all of their ads on Saturday after the assassination attempt on Donald Trump, I was like, you all want to lose the election. That's what they told me. That's what they said. They said we want to lose the election, and we don't care about. We just care about looking empathetic. We don't really care about winning and protecting the rights and freedoms thereof. All we want to do is look empathetic. And I'm like, oh, are we for real? Are we for real? But this is one of the things. I'm playing some stuff JD Vance has
But
said.
I've noticed, I'm a never Trump guy. I never liked him, and but I've noticed this willingness, people who think a lot like I do, that look, we told you so. To all these white working class voters, we told you so. We told you that Trump was going to be a terrible candidate. We told you that you were an idiot if you voted for him. Problem is, if you take that attitude as sort of gloating over Trump's defeat, then you're playing into the very thing that gave rise to Trump in the first place, which is a feeling that the elites think that they're smarter than you and just think you're a bunch of idiots. I'm a never Trump guy.
That is JD Vance. That is the vice presidential running mate of Donald Trump talking about Donald Trump. What Jenny say? Look empathetic versus having empathy are two different things. Yeah, I don't. I guess I don't even do look empathetic in the face of what has been said and done. Yeah, no, I'll pass. I'm skipping that part. But this is what. Let me give you some of the speech that Amber Rose gave.
Hello, my name is Amber Rose. I'm a model and entrepreneur. Thank you. But most importantly, I'm a mother. My whole world revolves around providing for my children, keeping them safe, and giving them an opportunity for a better life. That's something that unites all American parents, whether we're Republicans, Democrats, conservatives, or liberals. We all want a better country for our children. But I'm here tonight to tell you, no matter your political background, that the best chance we have to give our babies a better life is to elect Donald Trump president of the United States.
Yes, yes. You heard that correct. You heard that. Welcome, D. Clack. See you up there. Well, you heard that correct. This is Amber Rose, former fleeing of Kanye West at the Republican National Convention, the founder of Slut Walk at the Republican National Convention, as a keynote speaker. This is a keynote speaking position that she's giving this speech into because this is part of their outreach to reach the black community by going and getting somebody who has claimed that they're racially ambiguous. Um, yeah, but like I said, who's listening to Amber Rose? But let's think a little more.
Now, you may be wondering why I'm up here telling you this. I'm no politician and I don't want to be, but I do care about the truth. And the truth is that the media has lied to us about Donald Trump. I know this because for a long time I believed those lies. So I'm here to set the record straight. The first person I knew who supported Donald Trump was my father. I was shocked. My entire family is racially diverse. And I believe
Why was she shocked? Anybody? Anybody? She's obviously one of the good ones, right? Angry. She is one of the good ones, even though she doesn't know she one of the ones. This kills me. This blows me, right? This blows me. But I'm trying not to interrupt her speech, but you understand why this is hard to listen to. And don't worry, I'm watching the RNC Legion of Doom convention, so you don't have to bring you the highlights. Um,
the left-wing propaganda that Donald Trump was a racist. My father said, "No, he's not, Amber. What are you talking about?" And when I insisted, he said, "Prove it." So to prove my father wrong, I did my research and looked into all things Donald Trump. People,
Y'all hear that, right? She said she did her research and she looked into all things Donald Trump. Uh, what do y'all think she came out with?
To do their research. I watched all the rallies, and I started meeting so many of you, his red hat wearing supporters. I realized Donald Trump and his supporters don't care if you're black, white, gay, or straight. It's all love.
You mean the same people that are trying to eliminate not just transgender rights, but transgender people from the planet? Those people, those people. Did you all literally hear her? And she claims that Slut Walk is about empowering women and the LGBTQ community and removing the label and stigmatism of derogatory tags and labels for the LGBTQ community. And she just out of her mouth said what she just said about MAGA supporters. You can't make this up. You can't.
And that's when it hit me. These are my people. This is where I belong. Fear of judgment, of being misunderstood, of getting attacked by the left, and I put the red hat on too. Thank you.
She put a Klan. She put a Klan mask on. Do you understand? And do you understand the level of hypocrisy that it takes to get to where she is? Right? Do you under? And they ate it up. Let me tell you. You can hear they ate it up. They were on right wing radio today talking about, oh, how heartfelt a speech that Amber Rose gave. I'm gonna finish this speech, and then I'm gonna show you how they didn't do their research on Amber Rose.
Love you too. I never felt more free and more love for my country than I do now. I want to thank my father, who's in the audience tonight, for opening my eyes. He served over 20 years in the U.S. military. Thank you for your service, Dad. Yeah. I love you, Dad. I love you. I love you so much. Thank you. When I met the president and Melania for the first time, he was kind and generous and funny as hell. Very funny.
When she met him for the first time, it sounded like the same thing that Stormy Daniels said. But I digress. Moving right along.
He was gracious and smart with a smile that will brighten up any room. If you're watching this tonight, you know our country is in trouble, just like me. When you go to the store and buy food for your family, you're shocked. When you fill up your gas tank, you're pissed. I know I am. And when you turn on the news, you are just exhausted. Inflation is out of control. And you know in your heart it was not like this under Donald Trump. My message to you tonight comes from a humble place. The left told me to hate Trump, and even worse, to hate the other side, the people who support him. When you cut through the lies, you realize the truth. American families were better when Donald Trump was president. We were safer, wealthier, and stronger. A vote for Donald Trump is a vote to put money back in our pockets and good food on our kids' plates. Yes.
I'm trying to let it go to the end.
A vote to make America great again. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Oh, oh my goodness. Like I really could join my chief of security. And I think I did call her a couple of names under the book. But this is the thing, right? This that was hilarious to me, right? And to look at some of the things I have got to find this for you all. Go through and I find these things and I'm like, why didn't nobody mention this? Well, I guess it's up to me to mention it. So Amber Rose, like I say, she is I don't know, they had up there on the thing, they had her listed as a rapper influencer. I'm slow. Can somebody tell me a song Amber Rose raps? What does she rap on? Anybody? Yeah, I'm just curious. I'm just curious because she sounds. I've never listened. I have never gone through and found so much on Amber Rose since I did in the last few days. Right. Well, in the day since she did that, because I have this other thing I want to play. I can't play all 10 minutes of it. I have over 10 minutes of it. I'm trying to cut it down, but it is funny as I was like, did they know this before they booked her?
As well, but they're just more
Hold
political.
on.
Not.
No, I'm an atheist for sure.
Not a Satanist.
I'm not a Satanist.
And
No.
there's a distinction.
Satanists are just they're atheists as well, but they're just more political. They have like it's actually a very rational, logical religion. They help a lot of people, to a lot of women to get abortions.
Not.
No, I'm an atheist for sure.
Not a Satanist.
I'm not.
That is Amber Rose on Jason Lee. On that is Amber Rose talking about she's an atheist and not a Satanist, and Satanists help children, help people get. I'm like, did the RNC do any research before they put Amber Rose in this keynote position, or did they say, "Hey, ambiguously racial woman comes out and supports Donald Trump. You know what? We have so few of those. We need to give her a keynote address, speaking address at the Republican National Convention, or as like TNathan likes to call it, the Legion of Doom convention." And I think it's like the Legion of Doom meets the Senate of Star Wars. This is during the Palatine years. Yeah, this is during the Palatine, and I can't even call him Senator Palatine. He's not even. Palatine was smart. I don't know. Donald Trump is like, and I'm not devaluing his threats. I'm specifically speaking to intelligence because I'm also tired of people going around here talking about this was a staged event by Donald Trump. Donald Trump can barely stage his way into a diaper. And then somebody said, well, he got money. He can hire smart people to plan things. Donald Trump wouldn't even thought about something like this. Now he would capitalize on it. But why aren't you all out here? And I just be cruising down the street. I don't really like lives on TikTok anymore because they're echo chambers of stupidity. But I just be cruising and I'm listening to people and they're having 12-hour lives about how this was set up. How is it you all are out here listening to people as these great detective skills and scientific trajectory of bullets that didn't pass high school science class? How are you all out here listening to people who don't know the difference between a 7.62 round and a 40 cal round? How are you all out here listening to people that are telling you, people who have never been shot at, shot, or in a place where bullets have flown, telling you the audio frequency of an AR-15 round? I- it amazes me when I see these people, and I be like, you all sound just like MAGA supporters that were gathered on the grassy knoll in Dallas waiting for John F. Kennedy Jr. to turn up. Yeah, all these people. I'm seeing people that I know don't know that H2O is water. Talk about the trajectory of a round fired from 164 feet yards away by a kid in glasses that couldn't even make the high school rifle club. I'm listening to these people. I'm listening to these people talk about people's reaction in bleachers. It amazes me. It amazes me. And then they act like Trump supporters and their conspiracy theories are not weird. I'm telling you, we live in the upside down portion of the Twilight Zone. What H2O is water. Stop it. Stop it. I'm like, I can't. I can't. I just can't anymore. Instead, and these are the same people that say we want to make sure Donald Trump doesn't take the White House. So what you're going to do is not lean into the fact that a 20-year-old registered active Republican from a well-to-do white family and neighborhood in Bethel Park, Pennsylvania, climbed up onto a roof and shot at the president of the GOP's nominee for president of the United States, former President Donald Trump. No, what you're going to do is think that proving yourself to be pseudo intellectual. I asked one person, they were talking, I said, what's the velocity rate of an AR-15? They didn't know what velocity rate was, but they could tell me about the projector, the bullet. And then the man say, the man had the whole Clax, you're gonna appreciate this. You and Don will appreciate it. This man had the entire cartridge talking about how does somebody miss with this. And I'm like, you do know the entire cartridge does not fly across that space, right? You do know that, right? It's not the whole cartridge that is going out of the gun and striking a target. I just can't. I can't with these people. I can't. I can't. This is just the idea that regardless of your conspiracy themed asses, if you truly want, and this is because Democrats have no strategy. They have no strategy and no critical thinking skills that teaches them how to counter these narratives that the Republicans are leaning into it and blaming Democrats in the face of the fact that the shooter is not alleged, not a suspected. The shooter was a Republican. So why aren't Democrats countering with all that information? Why aren't Democrats countering with that he was a Zionist Jew? He was a Zionist Jew Republican that I don't understand. I don't understand. What is CNN doing behind me? Dun dun dun. I have. Can y'all hear me? I'm still on there, right? Yeah, I guess. I don't know what is happening. Maybe the kid should have blown on his cartridge to make it work. And that's another thing. The kid had explosives in his car. And people were like, and I was like, let me get this right. Because you all think Donald Trump is now Ozymandias. I understand. And if you don't know the reference, Ozymandias is a fictional super genius that's a super villain in the Watchmen universe. He is the whole reason that the Watchmen universe was taken over. I mean, the Watchmen, yeah, the Watch Earth was taken over because that he planned things. But you all are telling me the man you all have spent the last 6 years calling stupid. Now, y'all, even more than that. Ever since 2016, you all have called him, well, 2015 when he walked down that stairs. All the stupid things you said. So now you want us to flip the script and think this man as just a super genius and he couldn't find a way to win the 2020 election without trying to get the governor of Georgia to find 11,000 votes. Yeah, come on. I need you all to stop. I need you all to stop with the critical thinking failure. I need you all to stop. At this point, I need you all to think strategically. And the strategy I need you all to think about is that you need to lean into the narrative that supports the evidence that we have. Win the White House. Do me a favor. Win the White House, win the Senate, and win Congress. And then you can go off on your little MAGA exposition into why or who. My thing is, uh, hmm, I'm probably going to get banned on TikTok if I say this, right? So I'm gonna have to phrase it a different way. I'm gonna have to phrase this a different way. Um, how should we phrase it? Okay, let's talk about this. You all know that they discovered a plot by Iran to assassinate Donald Trump. Do you know what was uncovered in all this recent investigation? That there was a credible threat from Iran to assassinate the president, to assassinate Donald Trump. So basically, there'll be increase in security around him now because a credible threat came up. You had one job. One job. Okay, I think I'm just gonna put that out there. So now lean in. Do like lean in, people. Stop all you all are you talk about me, but you all are not doing yourselves any favors by running around here with your conspiracy theories that have no long term, they have no goal except to make you look like Trump supporters. Because if you truly care, you gotta reach people where they are, and nobody out here. You know that's the thing. So I was with some voters. I was doing the voters thing today, and the people, most of the people that I was talking to, that's what I told them. When they were talking about what I think happened, I said a Republican, a disgruntled Republican, tried to take out the Republican candidate for president because that's what I can support that evidence wise. You all that don't know anything about science can't support any position you all are taking on a conspiracy theory. Y'all know, like I say, I'm start calling y'all grassy knolls. I'm gonna start saying you all. Next thing I know, you all gonna be on the grassy knoll waiting for John F. Kennedy Sr. to come back and be a Democratic candidate's running mate. Yeah, I said it. What letter? What letter is going to? Am I going to give y'all? Because Q is already taken. So any suggestions? The kid was a pansy. The pansy. The kid was a registered Republican. I don't know what y'all talking about. I don't know. Until you all show me information contrary to that, the kid was a registered Republican, active Republican who shot at and tried and left one dead, two wounded, and an injury to Donald Trump's ear. And had explosives in his car. He was the walking definition of domestic terrorist. I don't know what you all are not hearing me say. I don't care. If you want to have this discussion with me, first thing you do is show up with some facts. That's the first thing. My fact is that I got the kid's voter registration card. I got the kid wearing glasses. I got a video of a kid on a roof. I got a video of a kid climbing up onto the roof. I got a kid. So and then this is the thing that gets me about you all who saying this is all. You understand if this man had I wish you all would pick a struggle. Because if all this planning was possible, riddle me this, Batman. Why? Why? You don't need to. You don't need it. I mean, it turns out good for you because now you have this, and it's because the Democratic Party has basically succeeded the race to you because we can't do this and we don't want to be up here to do this. No, Democrats didn't try to kill this man. That was a registered Republican. See, this is why I got my live suspended on TikTok the other day because I said the same thing. I guess people don't like being called out on their stupidity or their conspiracy theories. That I say conspiracy theories, and to you, you sound like Mel Gibson. All these tinfoil hat wearers in the face of this is the best thing to do to make sure we win the White House, or I can be over here arguing with each other about conspiracy theories. Yeah, I'm not going to join you all over there. I'm not joining you all because at the end of the day, if that is the case, then it doesn't matter. If you believe that all that somehow is a conspiracy theory, you're believing that everybody at the rally had to be in on it. Everybody at the rally had to be in on it. And a 20-year-old kid with glasses that couldn't make his rifling team had to be such a good shot that he ricochets glass off a teleprompter. Because I'm not convinced that he was shot with a bullet. I haven't heard any medical professional that treated him say that. But until then, I think it was glass from the teleprompter. Because I also realize how many people have either been to a Trump rally or watched the Trump rally. Because people say, well, what was he looking at? He was looking at it. He was looking at the big ass screens that they have at Trump rallies where he's got a clicker in his hand or someone is clicking information that he's talking about and putting it up on these screens. Y'all didn't know that? You all didn't know that was a thing? Right. You all didn't know that. So this bullet that traveled, that Donald Trump wasn't looking, Donald Trump can't see that far. I hate to break it to y'all. Donald Trump can't see that far to be like, I'm watching. So you're attributing all this to a plan that somehow a bullet had to ricochet off the teleprompter, that one man was going to dive and try to save his family and get dead, and two other people were going to be injured and in critical condition. And you, all this is planned. All this is planned. Yeah, y'all, I can't even go any further. I can't go any further. Was the response by the Secret Service bad? Yeah, probably. Probably. I don't know. The Secret Service didn't come to me and ask me to train them on responses. I looked at it and I was like, hell, if that's their training, the training is whacked. But hell, I remember when Ronald Reagan was shot and the Secret Service formed a shield around him. But see, the difference was they couldn't move Ronald Reagan. He had been shot. That's another thing people don't realize. Ronald Reagan had been shot. They formed a human shield around Ronald Reagan. While y'all talking about why didn't they rush him off like they did Ronald Reagan? I don't know what Ronald Reagan shooting you all saw, right? But I saw them form a human shield around them until they cleared the area. Plus, I want to say this too. But people are like, why didn't they do this? Why didn't they do this? Probably because the man that shot the little boy on the roof told them that the sniper is down. Sniper down, film at 11. Yeah, you could walk off casually. He's dead. I took his head off. Yeah, he's dead. He's dead. But it amazed me what you all think is so wild is that Occam's razor exists for a reason. Occam's razor exists for a reason because none of your because then it's a thing. Are you conspiracy theorists? Your conspiracies don't even dovetail with each other. They are arguing about with people who failed science in high school, don't know what muzzle velocity is any more than they know what terminal velocity is, and all of a sudden I think you all been watching too much CSI. Y'all understand all that stuff they do on CSI doesn't exist in the real world. Just thought I'd let you know those machines don't exist. They just for plot aren't. They're just plot lines. Okay. All right, I know. I know y'all don't like money. But getting back to the subject, even if you believe all that, if your idea is to win the White House, start leaning into the evidence that exists and countering with that argument. The the Republicans are out here blaming Democratic rhetoric for this. They're not mentioning the fact that the kid was a registered Republican, active registered Republican. They're not mentioning anything about the kid because they know how problematic it would be. But Democrats are arguing about conspiracy theories instead of using the kid. Because if I was going to plan something, and I'm not as smart as Ozymandias, I'm not, but I do have a decade memory, and I do have a IQ above 100. Yeah, I would. If I had to get a pansy, I would have got a Democratic pansy. Somebody, I would have made sure they were a Democrat. I would have made sure at that best they wasn't a Republican. Yeah, yeah. But anyway, I was talking about the Legion of Doom convention today, and so that was the Legion of Doom convention today, and then to watch Donald Trump last night walk out. He walked out because this is the thing. Donald Trump has never been at the RNC on the three time. This is the third time he's nominated. The previous two times he never came on the first day. As a matter of fact, I don't think he came on the second day either. But he has been there both days today. Now today, I get it. I understand why he was there. The first day was about playing up the angle of I survived being shot in the head. I'm sorry. I'm gonna get this suspended. Yeah, I don't know why GPC allows. I don't know why Ghost Car Production Radio Network allows me on the air because I'm going to get the whole radio station in trouble. But so then the first day was about that. The first day built that up. The first day showed you that I'm alive and I come out to get all of my praise because that's basically what he did. He walked through this tunnel and the clapping, the thunderous applause made me think back to when Robert Kennedy Sr., Robert F. Kennedy Jr.'s father, after JFK had been assassinated in November, he showed up at the Democratic National Convention. And Lyndon B. Johnson thought that he was showing up because he wanted him to. I know this is history. I know y'all get bored with history, so just give me a moment. So Lyndon Baines Johnson, who was running for president, who was the vice president that took over once John F. Kennedy was shot in Dallas from a book suppository, and somebody thought somebody was on the grassy knoll. They are still arguing about this, and y'all probably will argue about this as long as they've been arguing about that. Doesn't change the effect of it, doesn't change the fact that whatever y'all arguing about it, let's talk about the history of what happened. So when Robert F. Kennedy showed up at the convention, Lyndon Baines Johnson moved him back to the very end of the convention because he would have gone from the beginning of the convention. He thought that he was going to make a play to force him to pick him as vice president. Yeah, Robert F. Kennedy Jr. Robert F. Kennedy had no intent of being vice president under Lyndon Baines Johnson because he knew he was going to mount his own presidential run later. And that's where he ran into an assassin's bullet of Sirhan Sirhan. And that's another thing that people don't realize. They talk about secret and talk about all this, but you understand that in the entire history of this country, only 4 sitting presidents have been the victim of assassins' bullets. And the Secret Service was formed in 1865. History lesson for all of y'all who are running around here with conspiracy theories and don't have history. Now you can tell your conspiracy theory to a monicum of history. So Robert F. Kennedy gave this speech, and that's what I thought about when I watched Donald Trump come down that corridor. Robert F. Kennedy took that podium to make this speech on the last day of the Democratic Convention, and they applauded. He had a standing ovation for 22 minutes and hadn't said a word. That was the kind of revelry that this country, that the Democratic National Convention and this country basically had over the death of John F. Kennedy. And to understand that 22 minutes was an acknowledgement of that. And before this, watching this convention, I had never seen anything like that. And you would say, how did I see it? Because I was born in 1967. I understand. Because I watch historical documentaries. It's what I do. I don't spend 12 hours a day on TikTok or social media. But I watch historical documentaries. And that is why I said the Republicans are lifting the bar on optics for the Democratic National Convention in August. Because whether you like it or not, this is the Republicans have turned their Legion of Doom convention into a religious experience. The Christian nationalism is on display. That's why I found the inclusion of Amber Rose, an atheist who thinks that Satanists are good people. And I'm not saying Satanists aren't good people. I don't know. I'm not a Satanist. But I just think the inclusion of Amber Rose was just somebody rushing to try to get somebody on stage that they thought appealed to the black community more than they did their research, because they didn't do any more research on her than she did on them. Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. What did JFK say about exposing? What happened to him soon after? Were we talking about? We talking about? See, I have to temper myself because the first thing that comes across my mind when I start to answer questions or violatable, or somebody be like, "I can't believe you said that." He did. He don't care. He did. He got shot in the head with a bullet that did the Harlem Shuffle in him. He did. Yeah. what I want to read are the papers and the that Jacqueline Kennedy had sealed away until 50 years after her last child's death. I was like, I want to read, I want to stay alive just to read all those papers, right? Because I know they're going to be good. I can't even believe we can't even get access to them. Yeah, Richard Nixon managed the Watergate break in. You mean we can't get someone to break into the weathermen? They stole files and gave to the Panthers on selling drugs in the community. You mean we can't get these Jacqueline Onassis Kennedy files, Jacqueline Kennedy Onassis files? Yeah. The DNC gonna run out the chick that messed up the anthem last night or something. You know, did you hear that was Ingrid? That was Ingrid. What is it? Idris. I forgot how to pronounce her name. Her name was Ingrid. She's a country music singer, right?
I'm not
And
against.
there's a distinction between Cameron Rose, but her name was Idris. Let me make sure because I don't want to. I know it's Ingrid. I don't want to mess it up too much because I've been known to butcher people's names. Yeah, where is she at? Where is she at? I got so much. But her name Andres, Ingrid Andres, and she's a country singer. And for those who haven't heard it, I'll give you a brief. I give you a brief rendition of what she did, because my ears. I'm not going to be responsible for y'all ears. Can y'all hear her? Hold on. Hold on. I got to find you all a better rendition than that. Damn. All right. Yeah, that is painful. That is painful to listen to. And I did a video with it, of course. But yeah. But she said today, she released a statement that she was drunk. She was drunk and she is going to rehab. So good for her. She she was drunk and she's going to rehab. Country singer. Yeah, it was bad when you make Roseanne Barr sound like Whitney Houston. Yes, and this is the thing. So I'm listening at people, and this is they act like Whitney Houston didn't exist in this world, and they're talking about the best performer, and they have pulled out um, all these all these people, none of them black. They have pulled out all these people. Talking about these are the best performances of the national anthem, or this is the national anthem that should be played at every sporting event. And I'm like, Whitney Houston? Are y'all for real? Are you all? And they pulling up dead people. They pulling up dead people's performances, and they're not saying I'm on X. I'm on X fighting with people. I like fighting with people on X because they stupid. And they are literally saying not Whitney Houston. They have not mentioned Whitney Houston's name yet. Whitney Houston ended the national anthem's life for everybody. I don't know. I heard Jasmine Sullivan sing it recently. Let me see if I can find that one. I just heard Jasmine Sullivan sing it because she sung it. Oh, let's listen to some of this conversation that is leaked. Let me find this leaked conversation for you all because I want you all to hear this leaked conversation that is coming out that RFK Jr. is apologizing for being leaked. Nope, not that. Oh, this exchange about I got some more Amber Rose before I get to that. This is Amber Rose, and I guess she was on a reality show, right? So this is Jocelyn Hernandez, and this is her and Amber Rose getting into it. Now, Jocelyn is going to be the first voice you hear, and Amber Rose, you'll be able to tell. All right, listen up.
Very cool. So for you to
Yeah, but it's not being sensitive. No, but if you're not mixed,
though you're black.
my father is white
To
though.
me, your mother's.
But
your
that's
mother's
not
black.
about you. It's
Okay,
about
but
me.
It is about me when I feel like saying what the fuck I want to say. You can't check me on that. And if you go and check me, then check me. Okay.
I checked you. I'm
But
checking you
but
now.
Because I don't give a fuck about how you
Right.
look. Because
I can say the same thing about you.
Consider you a white person. So that's the
But it's not about what you consider. That's the whole
You mix up
point.
things. You mix up. You know what's your problem? Your problem is that you really want to be a white girl. Let's just get down to the point.
Jocelyn.
No, Professor. Let's get down to the point. Your
Jocelyn.
problem is that you really don't even want to be black. She's conflicted with her blackness. See, when I was growing up, I chose to be black. I was born in Puerto Rico, a Spanish-speaking place, so I'm a black Hispanic. But Amber, she don't know how to behave in black places or in white places. She feel like she got to cater to each of them. But I damn sure know that she doesn't cater to nothing black. She went there.
Wait.
No, you want to go there? Let me finish. There she go. Cry, baby, cry, baby, cry, baby.
I can't show you the fight. Um, yeah, they had a fight. So Jocelyn and Amber Rose had a fight, and Amber Rose didn't win. Um, yeah, so that's why I say I don't know if they did their research or not. It was just funny to me that they picked Amber Rose, and like anybody believe that she represents black culture. We're not looking at Amber Rose, y'all. Yeah, I didn't even care. People were like, I can't believe you did it. I was happy. I was like, yeah, go ahead. Yeah, nobody listening to you anyway. All right. So the conversation, I got 8 minutes. 8 minutes. Man, I feel like I haven't had enough time on the radio. Well, the conversation that was leaked by it was somebody in the RFK Jr. camp because the conversation is from he's talking on his cell phone to Donald Trump and somebody's filming him talking on the cell phone to Donald Trump. And when you look at it, I know he's being filmed, right? I know he's being filmed, and it's he said Donald Trump tells him we should meet up and do something, but he did make a point that RFK Jr. does need needs Secret Service protection, and I will agree with that. I will agree with that for reasons like number one, he's a Kennedy, and he's also polling higher than a lot of third-party candidates or independents have polled in the quest for the presidency outside of Ross Perot. H. Ross Perot. Y'all remember H. Ross Perot? So he does need Secret Service. He does. Maybe more so than Donald Trump. He had one job. One job. Okay, I'm getting distracted. Why the hell why the hell time don't move this fast when I'm ready to clock out at work? If ever enjoying the conversation, be respectful and try not to get cussed out. Listen, also, I know out in Radio Land, you can't see it, but if you like this and you would like more of it, or you would like to be able to support the things we do, please make it a point to either subscribe on the main channel. You can't subscribe on the main channel right now because the main channel is down. You can. You can go to my main TikTok page and subscribe. And all those subscriptions help us help those who have to be homeless. That's something we believe in because you can't talk about revolution if you're stepping over the people you're saying you're fighting for. And in this day and age, food insecurity is a reality. Food insecurity is a reality. I know people think we just help those who happen to be homeless, but we actually help those who suffer from food insecurities also. And I know people that have homes and from the outside, they look great and they have no food in their refrigerator. So we try to make sure we assist in those things. So if you would like visually, here's the Cash App. If you would like to do it that way, you can go to my Beacon link that is supposed to be working on any of my social media platforms that you find it. and you can find causes that we support that way also. I'm just wrapping up the radio portion of this. If you all would like to stay and chat on my social media, let me know, and I'll carry on for a couple of more minutes and tell you about my observations today from the RNC or the Legion of Doom convention. Um, Bella is looking at me. She's like, I do not care. But I took her out to walk before I came on. So we good. We got a little more time. So they can't respond at the moment. Who? I don't. Do I want to know? So do you all understand why I say you all need to be leaning into this argument and not leaning away from it? Because anything you all do less than, you understand. And people realize that they say, and let me tell you something. I am an independent. I'm neither Democrat nor Republican, but I'm a full ass revolutionary. And I understand that no matter what, November the 5th is going to be about fighting. But see, there's a little book I have. I have a lot of books. I have the 48 Laws of Power. I have all of those. I have Machiavelli and Prince. And I have The Art of War. And this is what I say. A lot of you all don't have strategies. A lot of you all think you're revolutionaries or you think you're advocates or you want to change the world, but you have no strategy to do such because you all are so caught up in this idealism of appearing right, not understanding that that is the thing that keeps people in power because you have no strategy. You don't. So what I learned about strategy that I've studied all my life, even before I became this type of revolutionary, if you know, you know, is that you have to have one. And the idea of leaning into conspiracy theories with no facts, that's not, the election is about moving the people to your side who have decided that they're not voting. And to reach them, if you look like conspiracy theories of the very kind that they say they're not voting for that reason, and they're not voting for your candidate because, I don't know, they think your candidate supports genocide. Have you all forgot about that whole conversation and that whole thing that we were out processing during the spring for? Y'all forgot about that, right? Because you all act like it's just about Joe Biden's age. No, the people that were protesting with me during the spring, they're just quiet. They've made up their mind. They're not voting for either candidate, and you all are not doing anything to reach them because you all are going around here sounding like conspiracy theories. And I have several conversations with people. And they say they sound like conspiracy theories. I say I know they do. But at the end of the day, you got to reach those people, and the strategy has to be take over. And for me, my strategy is to put the weakest power in power. So therefore we can have an easier fight because we're going to be fighting on November the 6th regardless. But how do you want to fight? See, no good general sets their troops up like this is Hamburger Hill to just throw them up to say we are fighting. No, I'm not that kind of general. I'm the kind of general that understands that we've had enough black martyrs in our existence. And I hate to break it to you all, but it didn't move the needle because you all are happy with the best and the bright of us dying to say some noble cause. Like, well, we died for what we believe in. You know, I can find a way to live for what we believe in so we can fight because the best and the bright of us are dying and the rest of y'all are just sitting at home on your couch. So the strategy is we start to use our enemies to beat our enemies. And in this case, our bigger enemy is the Republican agenda that has always been in place. And I'm not talking about Project 2025. Y'all can go have your intellectual conversations about that also. Nobody out here is asking me about Project 2025. And I talked about Project 2025 when it first came out because I read it in the beginning, at the end of 2022, the beginning of 2023. But now the media and other people are telling you all about it, and you all act like this hasn't been a Republican agenda for the last 100+ years since Jim Crow. I was telling somebody to tell me 10 points about Project 2025. than what they had read, and they couldn't do it. These are the people that have conversations about it all day long, and they can't tell me anything about it that except talking points. Y'all sound like race with your talking points. Y'all don't even research talking points. So I guess I'm the wrong person to have these conversations with because I've actually read all 22 pages, and I have a deck memory. And I also realize that the people that I am seeing on a regular basis, the questions they're asking me to explain to them have to do with inflation, gas prices, food, and rent, and how we're going to address them. Because at the end of the day, Project 2025 is not swaying them because they already have everyday issues they deal with that they want answers to, and they're going to vote, and they're going to vote who they believe best address those everyday issues. Excuse me. Um, I just missed some questions. Let me see what I missed. Did I miss something? Their cause to not vote is just they don't care that not voting is helping worsen out, and it is, and in a way, it's an intellectual argument that can be made that it will make the worse, but we live in a country where you can't, and we live in a world where people's feelings are valid. And you might not agree, but we live in a world where ideologies matter. In the face of logic. In the face of logic, you say, yeah, we know it makes it worse because low voter turnout favors Republicans. But and that's why I said we got to meet, if we are serious about revolution, you have to meet people where they are to get them to where you need to be. And beating them over the head with your beliefs isn't going to do it unless you can prove to them that your belief, hold tight, let me in. All right, on GCPR land, thank you for joining. I'm a minute and 35 seconds over. Boss, don't fire me. Well, I know the boss personally. I'm not going to be fired, but I'm a minute and 40 seconds over on the radio. Let me end this on GCPR. Thank you all for joining us. I'm going to end this now so don't interfere with other programs. And we're going to continue the conversation on, if you want to join us, we're going to continue the conversation for a little while longer on all of my other platforms. Join us. All right. So we have to acknowledge that. We have to acknowledge that their feelings are valid. And these are not feelings that are rooted in um, whimsicalness. This is not a whimsical feeling they have. They have strong feelings about genocide. I have strong feelings about oppression. I have strong feelings. That's why I oppose the patient. The ancestors. I have strong feelings about my ancestors. I have all these, so I understand that their strong moral obligation is that they oppose genocide. But see, this is a situation where we could address. See, we could address that, but of course we're not. So what I'm saying is that I approach them with, who do we want to fight on November the 6th? Do we want to fight a consolidated Republican Party under Donald Trump and people like Steve Bannon and um, Stephen Clark and Marjorie Taylor Greene and Mike Johnson and all these people and J.D. Vance? Do we want to fight a united Republican Party under those? Or do we want to help the Democrats get in power because because the Republican Party will implode if that happens? Because that bond that holds them together is a bond on taking power. And if we can eliminate that ability for them to take power, then they will cannibalize each other with just a couple of prods. And that's what I say about strategy. And that's what you'll learn when you start to read strategy, like The Art of War, Machiavelli's The Prince, or The Discord by Machiavelli. People talk about The Prince, but you should read The Discord also. When you read, Robert Greene does a great job in all his books of combining strategies from historical point of view, and read them. And then you will learn that the revolution has failed up until this point because you all don't want to follow a strategy. I heard somebody tell me one day that the Black Revolution doesn't need leaders. We understand the code. Shaka Zulu's people didn't, they knew what to do, but Shaka led them to fighting. Yeah, I don't understand that. At no point in history have I ever read about anything that approached the army, a revolution, or a military that didn't have a leader. So you all out here because you all have been conditioned to believe that. Yeah, Nat Turner's rebellion. And guess who the leader was? Guess who the leader was? All right. If you know any good psychological type of book you recommend I read, I recommend you go away. Does it seem like I'm talking about psychological thrillers right now? And spelling the word would be correct also. Spelling the word would make it a lot easier for me not to have to translate. I'm irritated they don't think we understand their cause. I feel that, Chief of Security. I feel that, but you understand their cause. I understand their cause. But you can't make the same argument that in general people understand their cause. And this is like when black women say black men ain't shit. I don't feel offended by it because there are too many of us that are not shit. And if we are shit, we should be doing more about it. So I'm not irritated by that belief because in the bigger scope of things, they're right. The whole party, I mean, I've watched people that I thought understood sign legislation that supported genocide. Those are the people they're irritated with. The very people that they said stood with them turn around and sign legislation that furthers the cause. So, yes, they have valid opinions. Welcome, Blam Fam. What's up? Welcome to my podcast. You just missed the radio section of it. Welcome. Welcome all of you all who are still up and at it and following me across the social media platforms at this moment as we discuss all things politics and social justice from an unapologetically black perspective. That's what Conversation with TNathan is about. Right now, I'm in the mode of answering questions as they come across social media, or people text me, yeah. Or text questions. If you know, then you know. Uh, on air, I have a podcast, a weekly. Yeah, hold on. Had the nephews, my nephews and nieces know that no matter what I'm doing, I'm usually going to answer their texts or their phone calls. I'll be on the air and they'll call. They say, I need some advice. I was like, I'm on the air, right? And they're like, oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, you knew that, but you didn't care. You needed my advice, and I'm that uncle. So, not voting won't fix it. The laws are still going to get us. And that's a logical thing, but they're also seeing that voting isn't fixing it because the people they're voting for are letting them down. I understand your argument. I'm saying that we're still going to be fighting, and that's what I'm convincing them of. That's what I'm convincing them of, that we're still going to fight. Yes, you know me, I would love to dismantle the system and create something that works for everybody, but that's a strategy. I'm not a magical Negro that's going to get a wand and wave it in the air like I just don't care and everything's going to be fixed. That's a bag of ants movie. Um, and it takes strategy. So I am spending my time talking to those people about joining us in this strategy. And then I got to do it in a way that we can fulfill some of their desires. And that's the part. I'm not talking, people think I be talking to these useless people that are already dug into their echo chambers that don't want to reach out. No, I'm not talking to y'all. Y'all gonna lose the election by yourselves. Yeah, by yourself, y'all gonna lose the election. Y'all not only gonna lose the house. Y'all not only gonna lose the presidency. Y'all gonna lose the Senate and the House by yourself, unless people like me and other independents get together and say, we have to help you all. Because I've realized I used to try to talk to you all and explain why certain things have to happen that way if you truly are interested in making sure that Donald Trump and the Republicans don't come to power, and you all begin to focus on what they would do when they were in power instead of focusing on the people that can help keep them out of power. Because if you don't win, it doesn't matter. They're going to do what they do. They're going to do that. You're not moving the needle any amongst people that already think that this government is insensitive to their needs by trying to threaten them with another government that's insensitive to their needs. It's not going to do it. So I'm trying to bridge that gap and show people that what we need to do is join. They need to join. I'm not talking. I've stopped talking to Democrats because I realize that Democrats are going to blow it if you depend on them. If you all are dependent on the Democrats to get their shit together, let me tell you. And I meant to say this on the radio. I was also before the Republican National Convention. Joseph Biden gave an interview. I mean, no, he was speaking. I'm sorry. The Lester Holt interview was yesterday, and I just want. I'm one of the people. I just want Joe Biden to stop talking to the American people in unscripted interviews. I don't care what y'all say. You all not stop watching the same interviews I am, and I just want him to stop doing them. Go back to the teleprompter. But I was watching him speak at the NAACP event prior to the RNC starting, and I was watching him. And Joe Biden said he knows what a black job is. He knows what a black job is. He's talking in front of the NAACP, and he says a black job is the vice president of the United States. And they clapped. And I went and considered tearing up my NAACP card. And I felt sick to my stomach that people didn't understand. That was not the move. That was not the move. Um, hold on. Hold on. I will find it for you because I heard that and I was like, please tell me that didn't just happen. And it did. And then people were like, well, why am I upset? Yeah, make it make sense that you understand why I'm upset. I'm gonna play it for you. Let me find it. You know what? I'm off the air now, so I can use my computer. Yeah, hold on for just a minute, y'all. All right, let me find it for you.
Of course, usually takes a black job. I love this phrase, black job. It tells a lot about the man and about his character. Well, sadly, what a black job is, it's the vice president of the United States. Of course.
Did y'all hear that? Did you hear it? The math not mapping, but let me play it again. I couldn't make sure.
Usually takes a black job. I love this phrase, black job. It tells a lot about the man and about his character. Well, sadly, what a black job is, it's the vice president of the United States.
Okay, y'all heard it? All right, just wanted to make sure. I was blown away. I was blown away. When I heard that, I was like, when I heard it. And then he also says, the president of the United States is a black job also with Barack Obama. He said that. And this is in front of the NAACP. This is in front of the NAACP. And I'm like, anybody? Anybody want to help me? And I'm like, don't y'all realize leaning into that narrative is just hyping and creating the problem? It's like when I first heard, I told people, and it was like watching, it was so surreal for me to watch people get so bent out of shape about that on June the 27th, when I had made a video when he was in Detroit at at the so-called black church, where he was making an outreach program to black people, and he literally said the same thing. That's how I know people don't really follow what they say they follow. Because if you were outraged then, that means you didn't pay attention that he said that and has been saying that about immigrants taking black jobs. He has been preaching that, but you all no one was they wasn't listening. They wasn't listening. And that I find disturbing. Yeah. And then for Joe Biden to lean into it today and basically, you know, say what he said, I was like, really? But how do you all feel? How did you all hear that? What maybe I'm just special. But how did you all hear it? Olivia, how did you hear it? Um, 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 I guess I don't know. My lag time must be bad, or you all just must be tired. Y'all have had enough for tonight. So I have been on an hour and 16 minutes, and I know people have lives to live tomorrow. And I heard a new problem being created. Yeah, they don't realize it. This is the NAACP, and they are clapping. They're clapping. But like I say, I don't like to waste too much of your time. I just wanted to come on. I like to come on for an hour and so, have a chat session, chop it up, and let you know that I actually follow the news, and I'll give you the breakdown of what happened, not what I think happened, and then we'll talk about it. So thanks for joining me with Conversations with, and I hope to see you all tomorrow. Understand that, yeah, Conversations with TNathan, Monday through Friday, 10 o'clock Central Standard Time, 11 o'clock Eastern Time. You can catch me on the GCPR network or across all my social media. And I'll be back on my main page. I'll be back on my main TikTok page um, after the 21st, 21st, I think. Yeah, 21st. Whatever, a week from Saturday. Because, like I said, they didn't like the way I covered the attempted assassination of Donald Trump. They didn't like the way I covered that. So, thank you for listening. As always, I appreciate